Hello, check 1 2.
Hello, check 1 2.
Mint, the mic's working, but it doesn't look like there's anybody in the chat on Twitch. So for anybody watching this back later on, enjoy me talking to myself for the next 2 hours. This is Grant from Nerdy Up North's Team Podcast. Little bit of a change of pace from what I normally do. It's been a while since I've been on here. So instead of running around like a frantic lunatic on Hades, regaling people with perverted Greek myth stories and what have you, I am going to slide into a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is what I've been playing pretty much solidly for the last 4 months. And I have thoroughly enjoyed this game. I have loaded an old save game here, so anybody who doesn't want to see spoilers, turn away now. I have already clocked this, but I've loaded back about 10 levels, just so I've got a little bit of a challenge and a little bit of fun ahead of me. Also, what I did, now that we've got the spoiler warning out of the way, anybody that's obviously clocked the game or is close to clocking the end of the game, you know what you're doing. I unlocked the ability to be able to tame animals, and every single time I tamed an animal that looked really, really good, I decided I was going to put a save there because that was my first pet of that species. So I could always go back and pet my pets, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. Look at him. Just tamed a massive alpha leopard. I'm about level 43 at the moment. So what I'm going to do is either go and raid some enemy bases, maybe do a few quests, or find really, really pretty places on the map to take photos of my pet leopard. There's not a lot of pretty stuff in this bit, because I'm on the Obsidian Islands, which are just volcanic islands on the map. Basically, I mean, all of the Greek islands are volcanic islands, but these are particularly gritty-looking islands, if you will. So let's start by fast traveling somewhere a little bit nicer. Where have I got some nice fast travel points? Let's check my quests, actually. See if there was anything fun I was in the middle of doing. No, I'm not doing Gates of Atlantis. Oh, I've still got some of these guys to do. So the cultists form part of the major quest lines. And you've got to go and assassinate these people that have been trying to kill your family. That guy's a couple of levels higher than me, that'll do. I'm tracking him at the moment. Mark that one. And these are always hiding out in like really heavily protected enemy bases, so let's go and have some fun. Apologies to any animal lovers out there. One of the most terrible things about doing a level like this is that it's pretty much a dead certainty that my leopard is going to die. Your enemies level up with you in this game, but your pet companions don't, so eventually a companion will become so weak that they just can't face it. But I can go and tame other animals, and I can always bring this one back to life whenever I want. Hello, Supreme Lead. It has been a while. I have not had a lot of free time. Unfortunately, in the free time that I have had, I have not been motivated to talk to people. So, sorry about that, but that is how it is. There is my cultist, so I'll fast travel over to Athens, and we'll go in from there. So yeah, I'm not sure if you caught the start there, dude, but basically because it's Christmas Eve and I'm feeling very, very chilled out, instead of ransacking the world on Hades, I'm going to have a chilled out one on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Probably still tell some little bits of Greek stories and what have you, but I'm gonna alternate between murdering people and taking cute pet pics with animals that I tame. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So here we go in Athens, up on one of the viewpoints. The views in this game are absolutely stunning. Some of the best that Assassin's Creed have ever put together. And I think the change in geography compared to what I've played of the previous series lends well to that. Because in the Greek world, really, you only had Athens as like a massive major city, and everything else was just little settlements on little islands. So having to, bring the geography into it. For those that might have a little bit of a panic response, actually I'll double check that one first. Yeah. There's a perk on this where you don't take drop damage, no matter how far you fall from. There's a little bit of bad cracking that I've just started playing Assassin's Creed Origins, and I forgot that I wasn't Cassandra anymore and jumped off a mountain. Not my finest moment. Is this one of the guys that I've got to murder in public? Oh god, it is, yeah. Right. I'm not sure if Hades 2's out soon. They've released some very, very tantalizing footage of it that's got my imagination working overdrive as to how they are going to actually... Just a murder in the middle of the street. So we do it. Get the fuck out of the way, you dumb cat. I didn't mean that. Get the fuck out. That's a happy looking cat covered in blood. Yeah, I'm not sure on the release date for it. But I know it's coming. You're playing the Goddess of Nightmares in it. Not a very well documented kind of chthonic god from mythology. Oh, I've got mercenaries after me. Give me a second while I beat this guy's ass. Harder than she looks, this one. There we go. Right. 2 seconds. Take my bounties off, just so that I'm fighting on my terms. It's the Goddess of Nightmares, who's not massively well documented in sort of the original myth and that kind of thing, and the big bad in it is supposed to be Kronos, who I've discussed on these before, the god of time, the son of Uranus, I've got to get that word in there, and Gaia, and the father of Zeus. Quite how they're going to pull it off, I don't really know. The story of Zagreus escaping from Hades and all that kind of stuff, obviously that's kind of original content that is still floating around the, the myth regarding Persephone and Hades and Demeter, where he kidnaps her and takes her to hell. to Tartarus, rather. And yeah, basically it's the origin of how winter starts. If anybody other than you is in the chat and wants to hear stories, that's one I might be able to... Stop attacking my cat, you little dick. What I would like to see is kind of a weird kind of conscious, unconscious kind of vibe going on. Because obviously after Zeus defeats his father and the Olympians take control of Olympus, Kronos and the other Titans are buried in the deepest, darkest part of Tartarus. And there's a lot of speculation that it's Kronos has escaped, and with the best will in the world, that defeats the point of Tartarus and where the Titans are locked up if he could just rock on out there. So I'm kind of hoping that because she's the goddess of nightmares, we're going to get the Greek creation myth, kind of, but almost with the goddess of nightmares having to go inside the Tartarus tormented mind of Kronos in order to be able to unlock the story elements of the Greek creation myth, the same way that you do with Hades' kidnap of Persephone and, you know, winter being Demeter's wrath for Persephone spending 3 months of the year in Tartarus and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, it's just seen the comment there. Thanks, dude. Got 3 people in here, but I imagine one of them's a bot, and the other one is probably me, because I'm not logged into the Nerdy Up North account. I'm logged into my personal account on Twitch. I don't know. If there's anybody else in there that is bored of watching me do this already... Ooh, lions. I've just run off in a random direction here. Wasn't I supposed to be killing somebody? Yes, I was. That's what happens when I get talking about this shit. I just forget what I'm doing and go on to combat autopilot. Yeah, if there's anybody in the chat that would actually rather watch me play Hades while I'm doing this, then please shout up. It makes no odds to me. I mean, literally, dude, day 1 of Hades 2 getting released, I'm putting holidays in, and I am pounding that motherfucker. Hades is the one of only 3 games that I've got 100% completion on games. I'm not normally an achievement hunter, and of the 3 games that I've got 100% completion on, one of them is Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I already killed them. It was that one in the street. Avatar: The Last Airbender on Xbox 360, which is any seasoned gamer knows. You can get 1000% gamer score on it within about 2.5 minutes of starting the game, because there's a glitch in the tutorial that allows you to pull off the combo that gives you all of the achievements at once. And the only other game that I've got 100% achievement on is From Dust, which is a cool little god sim indie game, but it's only worth 200. Let's say Hades is the only game that I've ever achievement hunted on. I loved it that much. Let's hide in here for a moment while I check. The last one's Valhalla, I believe, dude. I probably will get round to it at some point. The Egyptian one does look quite nice, from what I've played so far. There isn't... Yeah, I'm only, level 9, level 10 on it at the moment. I've only unlocked a couple of regions, so I've still got to, get into places like Giza and the Valley of the Kings and all of these wonderful, picturesque places from Egyptian history. I don't have any of them to find, so... do I have any nice big enemy bases to go and raid? I know where there's one. Is it up here? Yeah, That's him there. Do a little bit of stealthing while I decide what I'm doing. I enjoyed I did enjoy the Desmond stuff, dude. For a long, long time, the first Assassin's Creed game was still my favourite, based solely on the narrative. Obviously, Altair randomly diving off the top of mosques to his death got a little bit tedious. But I absolutely adored the narrative that framed up the whole Assassin's Creed series. I fell out with Assassin's Creed after, well, during Assassin's Creed 3. I like an engaging protagonist. I know that sounds mad after just saying Altair, because he doesn't speak at all, but he doesn't have to because the narrative is so good. But I don't know, Connor just... I just didn't engage with him at all. And not being able to engage with the storyline like that kind of put me off the game series for quite a while. I tried to play Rogue. I didn't really get into that either. Probably a heathen comment from an Assassin's Creed fan, but I don't like the sea battle stuff. No, I like it in small doses, but I think they went through a phase where they became very, very reliant on that sea battle mechanic, and I wasn't enjoying it. Come on, there's normally loads and loads of guys in here. Let's get them all picked out so I can kill some people. Ah, there we go. The father out of it was the Pirate Templar. I didn't play Black Flag either, to be honest with you, dude. It said that Assassin's Creed 3 really, really put me off. It wasn't until Jacob, my son, started playing a bit of Syndicate when he was down here, and I kind of thought, oh, I wonder what they're doing now. And heard about Odyssey and was immediately like, yeah, of course I'm playing that. The one thing I love about the pet companions on this is that if the enemies don't see you, they don't see them. So they're just going to walk past up here and there's going to be a fucking leopard standing there. And they'll just be like, oh, alright. I got a guy coming. Yeah, dude. Let's pull you over this wall. I'll jump in and start murdering people. But yeah, Origins is just managing to keep me engaged. I'm not a massive nerd when it comes to Egyptian mythology. You know, it's cool enough. Do not get me wrong. You know, there's some spooky, spooky shit in Egyptian mythology. But I don't know, that I read up on this stuff when I was a kid, so it's got that kind of special place thing going on. But there's certain elements of the mechanic of this game that I really like. There's differences in the level up system, and there's differences in the combat system compared to the other games, because this is, well, the first one in the series. From a chronological perspective. And I love the fact that they did so many things different with it. Yeah, I do get the impression I'm going to get lost in the desert as well. One thing I didn't notice with Origins is whether you get the option to alter your the way that you navigate, because on this one you do have the option of having pretty much unaided navigation, other than Icarus, who's your eagle, and like clues, if you will. You know, you can, that thing that I do there where it suddenly goes white. Obviously, you're picking out your enemies and what have you, but there's an option to turn that off and turn like map markers off and all sorts in Odyssey, to, you know, truly, you know, give you that impression of just getting kind of lost in these islands on some mad fucking journey. Added so much to it for me. It's just a fucking bot talking to itself now, isn't it? But yeah, I love that about this game. There's certain elements, again, I'd disengaged from Assassin's Creed for a while, so if anybody's been playing them religiously and they did have these options in there, then fair enough. But the almost the RPG elements of decision making altering the storyline. You know, Assassin's Creed gives you these big sprawling maps and worlds, but the storyline itself is always quite linear. You know, it's either do or do not. This one chucked a lot in there of decisions that you make that will change the scope of the rest of the story. There's one very, very early on in the game where you have to decide whether to kill a family that's been infected with plague or let them get treatment. And if you let them live, everybody on your home island dies. That's what I did. I mean, I didn't know that was going to happen. The other thing in this game that it does do quite well is in the wonderful ancient Greek traditions, it keeps the gayness level really, really high. Having only played it as Cassandra, I don't know if it's just that I'm being very, very gay because they expected me to play as a male. But get out. Yeah, I've fucked pretty much every chick I've met in this game. Right, where are we going? Ah, right. Well, I suppose I did say that there would be spoilers. And that's what makes me wonder about where they could go ahead of this game, is that there is no Greek equivalent of the Templars, so to speak. When you end the game, it's almost like this is the first point at which any decision was made regarding taking sides with the Pieces of Eden. Like, the Pieces of Eden exist, but they don't really know what they're looking at or what they do at this point. You know, you're not an assassin, you're just a Spartan warrior that happens to have got a hold of a Piece of Eden. Which takes the form of the Spear of Leonard. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Basically, one of the great Spartan generals, featured in kind of the events of the 300. You know, the confrontation between the Spartans and the Persians. This is set about 40 or 50 years after that. No, probably not that much. Probably about 20 years after it. Oh, is he going to go and get reinforcements? Please don't, mate. Oh no, you're all going to run off over there. Oh, bollocks.
Huh? I heard something.
It's okay, mate. It's just that massive leopard standing in the bush. So yeah, like there isn't an Assassin's Creed order at this point. You know, well, Origins tells you the story of, you know, how the Assassin Order comes into play, but this is set probably about 300 years before the events of Assassin's Creed Origins. And it does take some very, very good bits of Greek storytelling in order to kind of build the universe that the rest of the Assassin's Creed franchise has been built on since. But it also does beg the question, going back to the bits that I love, because I love me Greek mythology, but I would not regard myself as being particularly well versed on the true historical elements of these periods. And obviously, you know, you've got the people that came before. I can't remember what you call them. Be interesting to see, given the fact that all of these pieces of Eden are scattered around the Mediterranean, whether they would take one of the earlier Mediterranean peoples, civilizations, if you will, and roll with that almost on a discovery of the pieces of Eden, perhaps. Yeah, my obvious one would be to have the personifications of Zeus, Poseidon, you know, Artemis, all the rest of the Olympians, because, you know, they were all clearly based on real people. They were based on real tribal leaders from like 8,000, 9,000 years ago. That's the way storytelling works. But maybe have, you know, those kind of figures, or, you know, even, is it the Assyrian goddess, Ostara, that goes back about as far as that time period, as well as being like, you know, the original human holders of the pieces, or the original human discoverers of the pieces, you know, those that literally dug them out of the earth and first discovered all of these, the structures and what have you for the, oh god, I can't remember what you bloody call them in this. Anybody that is watching, which is just Supreme Lead, if you can remember the name of the civilization that are kind of the root behind Assassin's Creed, shout up, because it's going to do me head in now. You know, this is set in like ancient Greece, but not ancient Greece. How did they not find me there? I say drop one back as far as the full-blown mytho... Oh, fuck it, I'm just going to fight these guys. Oh shit, I've got the wrong moveset. That's not helpful. I have my stealths still set as opposed to my Get down off there, you silly boy. There is something pretty good. Fuck me, my leopard's still alive. I didn't see that coming. Don't you dare touch my cat, you prick. And as for you... Get up. Good pussycat. Good pussycat. My leopard's called Artemis. But, where was I? Got now, we're going at that massive fight. Yeah, I do still think there's a point in history where you could go... Well, of course there's a point in history where you could go one before this. This is set about, if I remember right, it's roughly 400 BC, 300 BC, something like that. Assassin's Creed Origins is set in about 900 BC. About 900 BC, something stupid grand. About 90 BC. So there's still huge swathes of the Egyptian civilization that you know, he came before the events of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and indeed huge swathes of Greek civilization, as well as Assyria, Mesopotamia, to name but a few, where they could go in and, like I say, still kind of explain how the pieces of Eden even came into human hands in the first place, because at this point, humans have already got them. Again, if anybody's played the Assassin's Creed games a little bit more lengthily, and you're going to turn around and tell me that, oh, well, you know, if you'd completed Rogue, you'd know that, then sorry. Say this is the first one that I've given any level of completion to since, well, since the Ezio series, basically. Say I did not like 3, and I struggled to pick them up afterwards, so... Might notice when it comes to combat, I don't block very much. Anybody that's watched me play Hades obviously already knows that. And as for you, cat, that cat was half the size of you when you got your arse kicked.
What's going on over there?
Nope, mate. Just me and me cat. Leave us be.
Malaka, nothing.
I love that word. Malaka. I need to start using it more. I've kind of ruined my chances of stealth on this level, so let's just murder everybody. Because ultimately that's what we're here for. Sex and violence. One of the weird things about going back 10 levels is there's certain elements of combat that I've yet to unlock. I keep hitting buttons expecting it to do something and it's not doing it. You know what, I'm bored of fighting you guys. I'll tell you what I'm going to do though. If we're only doing sex and violence, I'm actually going to load up my most recent save. Because I can still go and fight loads of things exactly like I'm doing now. Is that it? Yeah, 81 hours. That's it. That's a lot of time to put into this game. Oh no. That's not what I'm doing. That's the one I want. So I'm going to lose me pet leopard, but Artemis will live forever in my save games. And she did well there, to be fair. Normally when you invade a base like that with an animal companion, they're the first one to go. Artemis is the tits. It's alright, dude. I'll find another leopard. I might find a bear. I'm loading up my most recent save game. If there'd been people actually watching live, I might have got people to direct me on some quests or something like that. But because it's just us, yeah, I'll just go around and kill some shit and maybe encounter some things that will spur some stories for anybody that's watching this back. The conquest battle thing is a cool little thing, because this is set during a war between Athens and Sparta. It's quite a brutal land war, to be honest. So the conquest battles is you basically going and getting involved either on the side of the Athenians or the side of the Spartans in a battle, on a battlefield. I did say we were getting cute pet pics. Let's have a look at you. Can I get a better angle than that? Where's the moon? Good boy. Yeah, it's just as well the volume isn't on because there's that many dogs in this game that when I try and play it and Gretel, the big moron Great Dane, is in the room every time there's a dog on the screen. She goes fucking nuts and starts barking at it. Now is probably a good time to unveil my horse. Damn right I'm riding a unicorn. Fuck you. Pointless doing quests because I've already completely completed the game at this point. There are, however, a couple of areas that I still haven't visited. So, are there any islands or anything that I can go and explore for the first time? Actually, yeah, I've got a great big section of Sparta that I still need to get stuck into. And I've got no fast travel points down there either. So... that's a nice picture. I took that picture. Let's go to this one, and then we'll go and find some new map spots. But yeah, depending on what side you take on the battlefield, it depends on your rewards. If you're part of the attacking force, you get better rewards than if you're part of the defending force, if I remember rightly. But the battlefield sequences are awesome. It is like, you know, your worst nightmare on this game with getting swamped with guards and there's like 10, 15 people around you. That's what the fighting's like for like a good 15 minutes. It really is a proper kind of like a desperate fight. Which I suppose there's a certain kind of Assassin's Creed player that actually enjoys that dynamic with this game. You know, especially if you had to play as Altair, because, you know, trying to stealth that first game completely was not easy. You know, you invariably just were sprinting away from the guards and having to hide. And just ended up in, you know, this great big brawls with like 10, 15 guards all around you. This looks like an...
The watch will be vigilant here.
yeah. Let's have me some fun. Oh, that's handy. I all got distracted fighting a bear. The climbing mechanic on this is a beaut as well. You literally climb up anything. There is no fucking around when it comes to like certain walls and you know, certain types of surfaces. Kind of changes the dynamic of that climbing mechanic slightly though, with you always having to climb up buildings and, you know, walls that might anybody watching him? No, You know, this is far more kind of free. Oh, at some point I will go and dangle off Zeus's cock as well. I'll do that after this, actually. Wrong button. Oh, bollocks, I didn't want two of them. Okay, this is going to be tough. Is my stealth going to be high enough that I get noticed doing that? Yes, it is. Nice. Where am I going to go from here? Ah, he's going to come to me. Beautiful. Don't you just love it when the bots do that? What? I'm hiding. Oh, maybe I'm not. I'm standing in a fucking bush there. Probably have done without kicking him over there. Alright, war it is. I say I'm considerably higher level than I was before I reloaded, so... this shouldn't take too much trouble. I could probably just fight my way through the level if I really, really wanted to. Oh, idiot. I was looking at the chat there. Go on, charge. Flat. This has also got a very, very individual level up system compared to the other Assassin's Creed games I've played. You know, you're leveling up damage resistance, leveling up attack abilities, poisons and elementals and that kind of stuff quite differently. They're all done on a mass percentage basis. My character in this is pretty tanked out. All of my armor has multiplier upon multiplier upon multiplier for total armor, which kind of makes me a bit invincible unless I'm dealing with enemies that are severely above my level. I mean, I've left a trail of dead bodies in my wake, so I'm not sure if trying to be quiet is maybe the best course of action anymore.
Something happening over there? What? I see someone.
Malaka! Got to get it out.
Oh, I set the grass on fire. I forgot that happens. Oh dear. So all the weird smoke coming off my weapons is poison damage. Got it perked up. Poison damage is supposed to be something that you activate in this, but I've got a set of weapons that has poison damage set as its default, which is quite fun. Much the same way as how I play Hades, because we're back to Hades already. Anybody that's played this will notice I'm playing with the two daggers, as opposed to playing with a sword or like a heavy weapon or something like that. I like frenzied rogue style combat. Oops. That's what I get for trying to talk too much. Not like I've got anything to lose. This is one where I've already clocked it. I shouldn't have really expected anybody to join in on Christmas Eve. Oh, I can't be bothered to do all that again. I was talking about the conquest battles. Where's the conquest battles? Let's see if I can show you what that looks like. Let's face it, man, most people are probably out there panic buying the last of their Christmas presents right now. I remember I had to go to Asda last year on Christmas Eve. It was not a fun experience at all. And there was a guy wandering around the clothes section of Georgia Asda asking the shop assistants if they had any expensive jewellery on sale there. And I just thought, you poor motherfucker, you're going to get killed when you get home. Can you imagine what that poor bastard found for his last minute Christmas present in fucking Asda at the Metro Centre? I did try and help him out. I told him that TK Maxx should still be open, and while it wouldn't be expensive jewellery, you might be able to find something pretty. Because, yeah, I'm having a laugh at that dude's expense, but at the same time, I think we've all fucked up once or twice in our lives. What was I supposed to be doing? I was going to go and investigate some of these areas that I haven't unlocked, wasn't I? So, let's chuck a map marker there. Let's get my fucking... Oh. Get my unicorn. And then I'll ride on over there into the sunset. Could really do with finding a road before I call said unicorn. I tell you another difference I've noticed between this and Odyssey. The mechanics on the horse and the intelligence of the horse is definitely better on this than in Origins. The horse I was riding around in Origins was fucking suicidal. It would just randomly run into... Oh god damn it, I killed my unicorn. No, Phobos is not available. He will come back to life in a moment. Any animal lovers... Hello, Cold Fusion. Nice to make your acquaintance. I haven't had a lot of viewers so far tonight, so anything you would like to contribute would be wonderful. Not that I'm not grateful for Supreme Lead's banter, because we have just been talking about both the Assassin's Creed games and Greek mythology, mostly because those are the two main thematic points in this game. That and my unicorn killing abilities. I'm just off to... There is quite clearly a road that fucking unicorn can follow. Not to worry though. So yeah, been talking about Assassin's Creed and talking about Greek mythology, and that has been about it. Normally when I get up on these streams, I keep it very, very simple. I play Hades, because it takes no thinking whatsoever, and I talk about Greek myths, because I love that shit. But because Assassin's Creed Odyssey is set kind of more in the historical Greek world than the mythological Greek world, yeah, but I was on the horse. You know, of course I can make my own horse suicidal, but no, in Origins, like, your horse will go galloping through restricted areas and people just start shooting at you and stuff. And in this game, whenever you encounter a point where you would need to cross through an area where there's hostiles, your horse holds up and kind of goes, dude, you might want to rethink your choices before you go in there. Say the Origins one is just like, let's have it, mate. You can take a couple of arrows to the head if you want. You know, the arrows aren't going to kill me, so I don't care if it kills my rider. That was definitely a shock the first time I played Origins as well. I can't remember what the horses were like on the previous Assassin's Creed games. If I remember rightly, the inter-area dynamic was a little bit more sandboxed than it is on this and Origins, where you just get a great big map. I can't see what Cold Fusion's emoji thing is, because I'm looking at the messages on my phone. So yeah, basically I'm just riding a unicorn around, killing any hostiles. If I find an animal that's worth taming, Mr. Fusion, Miss Fusion, whoever you may be. Initially I was running around with a pet leopard, because I've got loads of save games. Basically every time I tame a cool animal, I go, right, that's my pet now, and I save the game. So I had a leopard called Artemis, and I was running around on that save game for a little while. But because it was just me and Supreme Lead, well, fuck it, I'm just going to kill things, because nobody else was watching. And it's still really nobody watching. Like I say, I don't know what I was going to expect on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to go and unlock some areas. One of the things that you do encounter in Odyssey that I found really, really cool is you do get the harkbacks to the more mystical times. You know, you're unlocking armors and weapons, and you know, even some of the areas that you've got to explore are like tombs of, you know, the characters from the myths, if you will. I'm pretty certain I'm running around with Perseus's sword at the moment. I am indeed. I've also got Jason's armor from Jason and the Argonauts, and I've got the bow that was apparently fired by Hades. Pretty certain Hades used the spear in the war with the Olympians, but yeah, you know, cool, whatever. Artemis's bow is actually really pretty. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's all like antlers and stuff. It really, really is a gorgeous weapon in game. You can stylize your weapons in this as well. So even though I've got Hades' bow there, I could go in and actually change the appearance of it so that it looks like Artemis's bow. I've just never got around to doing it. So I'm going to go and discover some new areas and maybe discover some bits of mythology that I can go, ooh, I can tell you a story about that. Because so far I think the only real thing I've talked about in relation to mythology was just my speculation on how Hades 2 is going to pan out. And then relayed that back to a potential Assassin's Creed prequel to this that goes even deeper into the ancient Egyptian, Mediterranean kind of border country, border civilization, if you will. You know, stuff like the Assyrians, and you know, this, like I said, this one's set in about 400 BC. So you know, let's go back, you know, 1200, 1400, 1600 BC, and see what's going to come into play from there. You know, the first assassins, a Neanderthal, you know, sharpens the first rock. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see if I've got anything worthwhile showing up on my map markers. I do. That again, I don't know when they introduced the eagle, as opposed to like the eagle vision thing that you dominated the Desmond series, which was the last time I played these games. But I love this concept so much. Obviously, immediately opening the game, and for my my eagle to be called Icarus as well, I was just like, yes, get in. You've got me hooked. And then, of course, we saw how hot Cassandra is, and it's like, yeah, all right. Okay, so I'm not sure where I am on the map in relation to any areas that I need to be unlocking. Am I just going in completely the opposite fucking direction here? It does do that from time to time.
Let's go.
Fairly certain my map marker's over here. There we go. Not suicidal, perhaps a little bit overcautious, the horses in this game. A little bit fond of the scenic route. Has been a couple of times, because in the vast majority of cases, unless you go wading through an area where you're like 20 levels under, the worst that the enemies can do is maybe take, you know, a third, maybe 50% of your damage, if you're just riding through and something decides to have a pop at you. Which was quite nice for being able to open up the world a little bit, because you could just put yourself on horseback and set this go to map marker and just, you know, let the game get mapped out in front of you. It is a vast map, though. I know I was slagging off the mechanics of... Not slagging it off. That's not fair. It's quite a good ship warfare mechanic that Assassin's Creed has. I'm not playing Assassin's Creed to sail ships. If I want to sail ships, I'll play Sid Meier's Pirates. I tried streaming that on here once. That was weird. Nobody tuned in for it, but it got a load of views afterwards. Anybody wants to see me stream Sid Meier's Pirates, then please shout up. Right now, I'll stream pretty much anything. I am a streaming whore. Give me your streaming desires, your fantasies, and I will make them happen. Anybody watching this back that wants to respond to that, come into Nerdy Up North community on Facebook. I sound like Donna. Donna's going to kill me for saying that. No, she's not. She's going to agree with me. She absolutely is. So yeah. No. Leave me alone, doggy. Actually, should I go around and tame that wolf? I think I should. I need a pet. Just so we're clear, kicking the dog is the only way to tame it. Anybody boots off about me kicking the dog. You have to knock an animal out in order to be able to tame it under the mechanic. So that dog had two choices. Well, strictly speaking, three choices. But one choice was for me to run past it. But if I want to have a pet dog in this, I need to kick it first. Don't blame me, blame the Greeks. The ancient Greeks, that is. Not the current Greeks. Anyway.
The hunt calls, my friend.
Hey, buddy. Come on, unicorn. Get in the shot properly. That's not in the shot properly. Oh, you need to be bloody awkward, don't you? Alright. Sorry, guys. I did say ancient myths, and cute pet pics.
Yeah, away we go.
You never saw Zeus riding around on a fucking unicorn, did you? Okay, well, that was anticlimactic. That looks pretty over there, though. God, some of the views in this game. It's not even a case of it just being like, you know, a nice, you know, cityscape. Like you got in some of them. It's the, you know, the geography of where they've decided to set this game. They couldn't have really picked anywhere better. You know, not just from the point of view of being a Greek mythology nerd, but the Mediterranean in general. You know, it's no surprise that so much of the wonderful storytelling from the, you know, the era is what it is, and so descriptive because you've got such a diverse landscape out there. Did I randomly actually put my map marker right on the top of a mountain? I fucking did. And I happen to have hit it at what looks like a really pretty point in the day. So, where's me doggy? Bloody typical, he'd be looking cockeyed when I've got a view like that. Oh, it's not so much that. I've just got a cockeyed dog. Alright. Doesn't matter. He's still a beautiful, good boy. Yes, he is. Ancient myths and pet pics. Where was I? God knows. Anybody in the chat that... Yari Beth. Indeed, I did promise. Okay, so this is a new area of the map, and there is fucking nothing here. That does, however, look like a really pretty valley down there. Nobody worry, I'm very high level, and I've got drop damage. If anybody can remember what I was talking about before I started climbing that mountain, it would be greatly appreciated. It's like, ooh, get back on topic and get to where you're going, and then promptly didn't get anywhere. So where else have I got to unlock down here? I think that's the last of it, to be honest. Oh, there's that one over there. Go on then. Chuck a map marker in there and see what happens. See, I was hoping to find something that would spur off some of the stories of old. Up in Lesbos, anybody that's watched the Hades streams that I did, I'll still do them. I say it's just been one of those times where I ain't been able to get online. My favourite story was always Orpheus and Eurydice, and you find the tomb of Orpheus in the game. And when I did, I was absolutely over the moon. I do also have a photo somewhere of, in typical Fallout fashion, it was like a scene-setting corpse. And it was the decapitated body of somebody who was playing a lyre. And that's how Orpheus was apparently killed, is that fanatics of Dionysus decapitated him because he was depressed and wouldn't sing them a song. That was a bit grim looking.
Come on.
Look at that. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I like in games. Random corpses. Yeah, you know, I've got Jason's golden fleece armor, but I've yet to discover anything else to do with the story of Jason and the Argonauts, or anything like that. I'm sure there's the Tomb of Agamemnon somewhere that I discovered as well. I do have a couple of mythological beasts that I need to go and slay, but to be honest, I've avoided them. I kind of try to avoid killing the animals in this unless they attack me first. And even then, I usually tame one and have a tame animal with me for as long as it'll survive. It's kind of weird. I think it's just because it's all dogs and cats on this, and I'm just like, I can't go killing dogs and cats. Yeah, I've got no beef killing the hyenas on Origins or the hippopotamuses or anything like that. Everything in this is just so furry. Just want to take it home and pet it. Oh no, the wolf will always be there. Even if I fast travel, the wolf will follow. Don't worry. I've got to admit, my map marker placements for areas that I've never been have been absolutely spot on. Come on up here, doggy. I get the feeling this is going to be a beaut. Fucking hurry up, will you? This thing's worse than Gretel. Oh no, I think I had it there, didn't I? That's the one. It's a big piece of beef, so we are putting it on to simmer. Are you flirting with me? Not objecting. Just want to be clear. Right, anywhere else on the map that I need to unlock? Because I'm finding fucking nothing here, am I? Okay, more pet pics or mindless slaughter. I'll put it to a vote in the chat. I can go and find some pretty places, because I know there's still pretty places to take photos with me wolf, because I've got the entire map unlocked now, I think. I'm fairly certain, you know, I've got a couple of markers to unlock and what have you, but regionally speaking, I don't think there's anywhere else. Is that one? Yeah, okay, Marathon Beach. I'll go there. I'll unlock Marathon Beach. Heathen. Sweetheart, you have no idea. If heathens are sent to hell, then I'm the prison that houses them. There's a nice little soundbite. I'm glad some people have joined in. Who was that dude before, though? Somebody just popped up and said hi, and then disappeared. What was their name again? Cold Fusion, whatever the hell that says. I'm gonna sit here for a while, because I'm sticking some fluid in me vape. And I might go and get myself another gin. And then I'll go to Marathon Beach. And then I suppose you guys can decide whether I'm still playing Odyssey or whether I jump into Hades. Hades might be fun. It is the pansexual, bisexual miracle of a game that just keeps on giving no matter how many times you play it. Or I can keep doing pet pics on this. It is entirely up to you guys. Beth, if it's whatever floats my boat, then no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. However, I will be back in a second, guys. So, for now, what's the best view? I think that's the best view of this at the moment. So you guys enjoy that, and I'll be back in a tick. God damn it, this is a pretty game. Where am I?
We're friends now.
That's another nice one. Most of the piles that you jump into in the leaps of faith are piles of flowers in this, as opposed to piles of straw and like hay baskets and that kind of stuff. So where am I doing? I'm setting a map marker for the middle of Marathon Beach, and then I think I've unlocked every region on the map.
Off we go now.
Can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that my unicorn also leaves rainbow trails where he gallops? Haven't named the unicorn yet. Doesn't need a name. I'll tell you one thing that is weird about this game when you talk about weird little Assassin's Creed glitches like suicidal horses and, you know, suicide dives off the top of mosques and all that kind of stuff. The chickens in this game are dicks. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, they've just given the roosters all of the anger. Like, you'll be walking through chickens that'll be fine, and then all of a sudden a rooster will pop up and he's just like, nah, man, I'm fucking you up. I got killed by a chicken on this game at level 1 because I didn't know that the chickens attacked you, and I didn't realise that the chicken was slowly taking health off me because I was so new to the game that I didn't realise I was losing health until I was in critical. In the ruins of Odysseus's castle, which is one of the first places that you find. Come on then, doggy. In your own time. Can we get a good angle from here? No, but I think I can get one on top of that hill. Can I get one that's... No. Bit higher up. Snarling down at Mount Olympus. I'm not sure if that is supposed to be Mount Olympus on there. Generally speaking, if the map was like the size of Greece, Mount Olympus is about here-ish. Rule number 1, don't kick the chickens. I'm tempted to boot you out of the chat for that, man. I am a hardened Fable player. You always kick the chickens. There is no battle-hardened veteran like the chicken chaser. I haven't really explored Macedonia much in this. Is that one of my pictures? No, it's not. I've got one really amazing picture somewhere and I don't know where I took it. I got the sun rising over a statue that was holding a bowl and it looked incredible. But I've lost the marker. Tempted to put Hades on. It's a little bit more frantic. I can go and what quests have I got? Is there anything even remotely interesting to do? So many side quests still to do. Nah, there's... Oh, well, I could go and get some of them. The Cretan Bull, Nemean Lion. Yeah. Let's go kill the Nemean Lion. So where is it? Nemean Lion lies in Argolis. Roamed at the centre of the sinkholes of Heracles. The hell is the sinkholes of Heracles? Kingdom of Hope. Ah, there it is. Well, it's clearly going to be that one highlighted in gold, isn't it? Let's go there. I'll tell you what there. I'll travel there naturally. Pack it in, chewing on yourself. There's me fucking unicorn. Let's go, mate. Yeah, like 4,000 meters from the northernmost bit of Macedonia. down to, oh. I kinda wish they could do this with a full-size map. Like, full size, not have to shrink any of it down. I know there's people out there that think that's fucking sadistic, but... yeah, my dog's still following. Such a pretty game. Probably spoils the atmosphere a little bit that I'm riding around on a unicorn. I don't care. So, killing a Nemean lion. And then I think I'm going to put Hades on. And I'm just going to have a fun run through. Completely random. See what happens. Going to use the fists. Favourite weapon. Make it easy on myself. And like I say, just have some fun and see what kind of build I get. Because as awesome as the storytelling elements of Assassin's Creed Odyssey is, it's a bit of a slow burn. And I've clocked it. I'm literally just showing off my unicorn and my wolf. But I did say ancient myths and pet pics. So we'll finish off with battling an ancient myth in the Nemean lion. Although I think it's slightly more, what's the right word? Kind of normalised in this based on a lot of the imagery. You do get some, like some proper mythological characters. Like you have to fight, like, the actual Minotaur in Knossos, which is class. It's a really, really fun level. And a Gorgon-like creature as well. I know sometimes in the media they write-ups and what have you, if you're going after spoilers and what have you, it tells you that you fight Medusa. You don't. They're very, very similar, but it's not Medusa. And there's a couple of Cyclopses just running around as well, like proper old school, like Cyclopses. You guys are off on one about the wolf. I'm definitely putting Hades on then. Simply because Cerberus in Hades is amazing. Why is my horse randomly slowed down? Is he just gone off on one? I'm going to fast travel this. I think my horse is just leading us off in a random direction. Actually, I do have quite a way to go. Where's my closest fast travel point? There it is. I'm sure I've got another game on here where you've got to play as, like, a guy with a wolf. It's like a weird side-scroller. And as you're saying, the beautiful animals, you've seen the photos I've taken of my wolf. I love this wolf, but he's not a pretty wolf.
Much better as allies.
Okay. 600 meters. I'll run there. I'll fight anything that I come across. And then I'll sort this lion out. You gotta fight all the like the legendary animals for the daughters of Artemis. A weird little lesbian hunter clan. It came out with the cults of the Olympians. Same as the Dionysians, and you get like was it the Children of Hades or something? And not Children of Hades, Children of Ares, who were kind of obsessed with violence and all that kind of shit. Why couldn't they all just get along? I suppose the Artemis girls did. Loads of chicks with bows lesing it up in the woods, basically. Where are we?
King of beasts.
I get the feeling this lion is going to be fucking huge. I've downplayed it as being normalised, but it is the Nemean lion at the end of the day. Alright, what's trying to attack me? Get the fuck away from my dog. Did not need to expend that much energy up there.
They won't ask any questions. Let's keep out of sight.
Can I get him from up here? No, I can't. Box. That was pure skill, just so we're clear. I'm gonna have to get in there first, aren't I? That way then. Well, that did not work. Just so we're clear, that is a fucking big lion. Great, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I tame that lion there, just to piss the Nemean lion off. Oh, I need adrenaline. You stay alive. Stay there. You know he was just hanging around on the edge hoping his mates would win the fight. You're definitely getting killed. Yes, sir. Fuck now. I'm not leaving the fucking fighting arena. You're talking shit. Did that seriously not take any energy off because I'm glitched out in a corner? Oh my god, it did as well. Well, that's just heartbreaking, isn't it? Okay, this cat is actually starting to kick my ass a bit. Fuck. Let's try that again, shall we? I'm still taming that lion. That little bit where it kept pushing me out of the arena was not cool. The joys of Assassin's Creed.
Better stay hidden.
Better not stay hidden. Where is it?
Join me, noble one.
Right. Try this again, shall we? Oh, what the hell hit me there? Are you kidding me? The raw knocks me over. Fuck off, man. I do not want to be against that wall again. And fuck me wolf survived it. Good lad. Good boy. Oh, let's Let's not linger on the lion's face. Right. That was pretty intense. You guys are talking about sunbathing. Suit yourselves. I wonder, can I go back and fight them again? Where is... See if a Cyclops respawns. Well, I'll tell you what it is, guys. You're seeing a top-class showing from a companion animal on Assassin's Creed, I'll tell you that much. Even when I've tamed bears and stuff on this, they've never lasted this long. The chat's degraded to people talking about peeing on things. I'm okay with that. Okay, so in here was Cyclops. Let's see if he respawns. And if he does, I'm gonna fight him. I do have a weapon on this that allows me to breathe underwater. Like, completely.
Yes. Inspect my flesh closely, mortal. Before you stands Empedocles, a true god.
Can I get in again? Oh, I fucking can't. Got this weird naked bastard.
Inspect my flesh closely, mortal. Before you stands Empedocles, a true god.
Very surprised that didn't kill him. Sure, I can't get in there. At least do something cool before I go. I mean, the Nemean Lion was cool, but it also wasn't cool. Right. I'm going to put Hades on. I don't know if the stream gets cut off if I change games, so let's see what happens. There's definitely a Jake show. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Awesome. So if anybody's still watching, I'm going to bash through some Hades because it's me go-to comfort game, basically. Just storm around annihilating stuff. Set in the Greek underworld. Every character in it is hotly drawn anime. Yeah. So I have clocked this game to death. Usually when I stream this, I do Twitch Plays Hades, where I let the chat make me decisions for me, but seeing as though there's not really been too many people, thank you to those that have been in the chat. Oh, am I midway through a playthrough here? Oh shit, I am. Yeah, that's not like me. Let's go back to the start. Yeah, thank you to the people that have been in the chat. Keeping the banter going. It has been pretty fun to talk about Assassin's Creed. Because I do like the games that I've played. There's just been games in the series that I haven't liked, if that makes sense. So basically, for those that haven't seen Hades before or haven't seen any of my streams before, Hades is a rogue RPG based in ancient Greek mythology, and everything is randomly generated in the game. I've made no decisions there whatsoever. I don't even know if I have the right weapon. You never ever get two run-throughs that are the same. As you go through, you get stuff like this, where a Greek god will pop up and give you a choice of 3 boosts. And you have to choose one. You can't bail out of it. Hangover is damage over time. So I'm going to chuck that on my heavy attack. And then you literally just storm in and wreck everything. It's got some really, really cool imagery in it. If anybody in the chat wants us to like pause at any point, then I will. At the minute, battling through Tartarus, which is the at the bottom of the Greek underworld, hell, if you will. Oh, this is taking a minute. Jumping straight out of Assassin's Creed into this with a completely different set of attacking controls has been a bit of a weird transition. So every time you leave a level, something has to change. It does look cool. It is a very, very intense gaming experience. That's all I can say in relation to it. It's not like the game starts out like this. In fact, actually, once I've completed this run through, which will take me about 15 minutes. Maybe 20 at a push. I'll go back and I'll start a new game so you can see how hard it is when you start. Oh, I did not mean to do that. So you very, very quickly got introduced to the really hot god of death. Who your character ends up banging in this game. Fairly big spoilers there. You know what? Currently, this game is giving me nothing. In that, it's not giving me anything to level up. It's currently gifting me in-game currencies and, like, you know, stuff to unlock things. But I've already unlocked pretty much everything in this game. I still haven't managed a 32 heat run through, though, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. I've come so close so many times. More Dionysus. Oh, Chaos. Okay. It's already given me a tough run through. So, descending into Chaos means I'm going to nerf certain parts of my abilities for the sake of potentially a greater reward. You don't normally get Nick standing there. Nice. Yeah, sometimes it nerfs you and you get fuck all out of it. Was what I was going to say there. Okay. Some more fours. I will definitely face more enemies at this level.
Chaos and I have so much left to discuss.
Next, Goddess of the Night. Kinda your stepmom in this. Did I say mom? Mom. Did I say mom there? I think I did. I definitely didn't pronounce something right. A nice little boss battle here. These guys just fucking throw fire bombs at you. You gotta dodge about quite a bit. I literally just jumped straight into the game here. I don't even know what conditions I've got set. I said before that everything was randomly generated. There's also like billions, literally, combinations of stipulations you can put on your own character. It's fucking insane. My attack. Okay. It seems to be steering me in a certain direction. I've only had 2 things that will level me up, and they're both from the same god. Don't get me wrong, I like Dionysus's abilities. Damage over time is definitely a good ability to have, but when it's thrown at you, you don't know how you're going to end up building your character, because you can't plan how you're going to build your character until your decisions have been made. It's given me no abilities, it's given me no health. It's given me a lot of very, very trap-heavy levels as well. That said, it gives and it takes away this game. There's been plenty of run-throughs I've had where it has absolutely stitched me in the first level, and then it gets more forgiving as the game goes on. God, any Hades players watching this are going to be having a giggle, to say the least, because they know. They know what this game does to you. I've had some guys nerf me on when I've done Twitch Plays Hades before. But I've never actually broadcast a run through where the game has nerfed me itself. Sometimes you get on a little bit of a roll with it and you forget that eventually it is going to just roll you that, or deal you, whatever. A random number generator dictating the game is a brutal enemy. I'm betting I get Achilles at the end of this, or yeah. If this gives me Dionysus, I'm going to be so pissed off. It should give me Achilles and Asphodel. Not Asphodel, Elysium, as a result of Poseidon with the Fists, of course. If it's going to do that, it's going to do Poseidon with the Fists. In Elysium, which will give me my life back. The reason I'm cursing Poseidon is he's got knockback damage, and I'm playing with an up-close weapon, so knockback damage is the worst thing I could possibly have assigned to anything. Hydraulic Might does have its uses, though. Means when I go flying in, I'm doing more damage. Oh, shit, I was looking at the chat. I'm also hoping that, because it's favouring so many of these long-range enemies, that it's going to go lighter with the long-range enemies later on in the game. Because, as Jake so rightly put it, as much as I love this game, it does go like bullet hell. There's so many projectiles flying around at some points. Fuck off, will you? You see, I could take a chance and not take these, in the hope that the number generator is going to start being kind, or I can fail miserably. I suppose either way, I said I was going to play through what Hades is like the first time you play it.
So, good prompt sometimes. I have to give you that.
So, for the first time in God knows how long, I'm going to be 2 lives down coming out of the first level. And literally have 2 boons. And it's given me nothing else except for keys and darkness. I don't even have anything on my bloody cast. This game has fed me to the lions tonight. To be fair, I fed myself to the lions by not even checking what character spec I had set up. I just literally jumped into the game. My dog wants to be out. Give me a second. Come on, you were the one crying. Right.
Seems to be having difficulties.
My keepsakes.
What have I got on here? Well, that explains a lot.
Okay.
Let's get that on there for a second. I think I'll take one of them as well. Thank you very much.
Closer to the surface.
Let's see if I can salvage this run through. I'm not helping myself by continually setting my specials off, because I've been playing Assassin's Creed for the last 2 hours and all of my attacks were on the right bumper and the right trigger, and now I'm playing this where my attacks are on X and Y. Finally, it's given me some health at least. What I mentioned about it going easy with the ranged enemies is clearly not a thing. I don't even know which set of fists I have on. I know it's not the Claws of Gilgamesh, but it's not. Usually I would use the magnetic cutter if I was having a fun run through. This was supposed to be a fun run through. Next time I'm doing a fun run through, I'm going to check what settings I've got on the game before I decide that it's a fun run through.
What do we have here?
Pomegranate. Come on, mate. Give me something. Nighty night, Beth. Thank you very much for tuning in to what has been quite possibly the most disappointing game stream I've ever seen. Actually, it's not been that bad. You got to see us riding around on a unicorn. And we got lots of cute dog pictures. And now I'm unsuccessfully beating up demons in hell on a game that I am normally incredible at. Because it has completely stitched me up. And I stitched myself up to boot. don't know why I'd jumped out in the middle of a level. That's not me. Normally I just quit out. Come on then. Let's take some defensive abilities. Okay. So this changes the nature of my attack. And this could go one or two ways. Okay, so far it's been pretty kind. Not very often I get the fountain in here. And that's what I wanted right there. It's actually given me 3 really good choices, but because it pushed me with no boosts in the first level, it's wanting, well, it's demanding a defensive build. Not usually the way I play this game. I normally play it with a very, very savage attack. So I don't know. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to, I say Dionysus is, well, I stitched myself up by forcing Dionysus in the first level. Which is not normally something I would do. If I'm going to force anybody on the first level, I'd force Zeus. Because getting his rebounding cast complements my ideal playstyle. And then, I say, I don't know any players that are watching this wants to jump into Nerdy Up North and tell me a good build using the fists with Poseidon, please, because knockback with up close and personal just does not work for me. I know you can spec it up so that you can knock back into walls, and it's the wall damage that'll do quite a hefty amount of damage on top of what you've dealt, but it's not the way I play. Poseidon's Aid is helpful sometimes. Gotta play defensive, so let's take his cast. That's my ranged. Okay, so I need something on my base attack here. But it's pushing me in the defensive. So, oh, for fuck's sake, man. So these purple things, none of them are of any use to me whatsoever. Until you're outside of, like, the playable element of the game, so to speak. You know, you're in buying stuff and what have you, and I've already bought everything. So getting dealt a level that is full of stuff that I don't need, even slightly, is not nice. Oh, bloody Gorgons. There is a Gorgon in this that fancies you, which is really, really funny. I don't know why they're disembodied heads in this, though. You know, given the fact that they've made every other kind of interactable character sexy as fuck, it makes no sense that they made Gorgon's disembodied heads and not really, really hot snake chicks. Is, you know, that's the story behind Medusa, is that she's cursed for claiming that she's more beautiful than Hera. Is it Hera? I think it is. Don't quote me on that. Well, too late now, but... You know, so you could just as easily actually make the in-game adaptation really, really beautiful. And also be a snake chick. If I jump in there, it's just going to give us Poseidon anyway, isn't it? Athena, definitely a defensive build. Athena gives you deflection. Don't like these overly resistant builds. Not one bit. Okay, I've just noticed a little ramp up thing at the top there because I wasn't really paying attention to the health bar. I think I've got Fists of Gilgamesh. Selected, maybe? It's been a while since I played with that. You've got 6 weapons in it, but then each weapon has 4 derivations that slightly change the way that the base weapon works. Like I say, there's billions and billions of combinations of how you can spec your character out to get through this. There we go. I did say it was going to give me Achilles in the Elysium Fields, and it hasn't given me Sisyphus in the first level, and it hasn't given me Eurydice in this one. So, I mean, strictly speaking, it kind of has to. If it doesn't, it's going to be the most heartbreaking Hades build I think I've ever played. I'm going to have to bias my character through this, and maybe, just maybe, I've got a way out of this. Come on, Ares, me lad. Don't let me down. I don't need... Ares does stackable damage.
The dead must have it pretty good up here.
Very, very good on the offensive. That's the first choice it gives me. Is that worth the risk? The way this game has played me so far, it's absolutely not worth the risk. I'll stick with what I've got.
More strongbows.
So Elysium Fields is kind of the Greek equivalent to heaven. It's said that their souls don't exist in misery, but still yearn for life. So where the fuck is? Where are you going? And big balls of butterflies. There's something in Greek myth about butterflies carrying souls. Or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. The imagery is very, very cool though.
Perhaps once all this is over, my good kin, you might arrange twixt myself and the goddess Nyx some sort of chance to meet. Do think upon it, and declare to her my interest, if you please.
The war is
That'll do me. Let's hopefully get... It's pushing me, isn't it? Come on then. Let's see what you've got. Fucking witches. It's always the fucking witches. Now, however, ranged enemies aren't quite as much of a harassment because if I dash into their attacks, I deflect them back at them. That little red dot over my enemies' heads there is the happiest thing I've seen so far. Come on then. What have you got for me? I do have Gilgamesh on. Bloody mame. Come on then. Let's have some fun with it. Claws of Gilgamesh. I would not want to be anywhere near the build that I currently have. But I can make this work now I know what I'm working with. Oh, you bugger. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Might as well.
Let's see what happens. Oh, what happens is I need to fill me vape up. I've just burned that coil. Right. Okay, I can deal with that. It's going to give me a boss battle of some description. Don't be the Bulaminos. Fuck off. Alright. Never had that speech set before.
In the name of Hades.
Hmm. If this level does not give me Achilles, I am not gonna... well, strictly speaking, it's Patroclus, but I think everybody knows what I mean. I suppose unless you're really, really early in the game, in which case that was a massive spoiler, but I did warn about spoilers at the beginning. So... yeah, sod it.
Thank the gods.
For the love of God, give me some. That said, Dionysus's Call is a pretty heavy hitter, and it's the one that I've got left to fill. So... I have made a mistake here. In that, I think I've added a little too much damage over time. Because I have got a healing element on that uppercut that I keep swinging. And a lot of the time, either the hangover damage or the doom damage is killing the enemy before my uppercut lands properly, causing me not to heal as much as I want to be off it. Oh, where did you come from, you sneaky little bastard? You can be some easy health.
My boon from Master Chaos has evolved. Phew, that's good.
It's still not giving me much. Tell you what Hades does give you though, loads of really funky bass. Getting a bit intense.
Pure darkness.
It's not even gonna give me
The centaur heart.
What a bastard. Okay. I honestly don't, mate. Anybody still watching? I'm not sure who's still watching. Welcome to the biggest stitch up that I have ever. I'm not even saying hello to the good shade. That's how bad this run through has been. I'm gonna have to do one more after this, literally just to make it up to myself.
You won't get through me quite that easily.
The hell can I do to salvage this? I've literally only ever used Broken Spear Point when I purposefully
So close.
leveled it up. Never touched it since. So, well, we're in the realms of experimentation. How do I get the chat back? There it is. You know, it's not even giving me a lot of gold either. That's the really spiteful thing about this run through. We've just got piles and piles of darkness and keys. I don't even think I've had any fish. Fucking Poseidon again.
Pleasure doing business.
That might just work.
Should check this way.
Hasn't really chucked too much in the way of Athena at me either. Now that I think about it.
What is this stuff?
Could do with some fountains in here. If that's the way it's going to let me get my Death Defiance back. It's just little individual fountains. I mean, it's a brutal way for it to do it to you, but... Bloody satyrs. I hate these guys.
Tasty.
Give me the damn fountain, man. God damn it.
Thank the fates.
The underworld's wretched dead shall feel.
take that. Oh man, give me something. You know, one thing, that the presence of those little rats is a godsend with that healing thing, though. I really hope it doesn't slap something evil on the end of this. It's tempting me.
Cerberus can never get enough of this stuff.
It's forced me into a build here that I really, really don't like.
Okay, I'm good. Down the chute.
Right. Come on then, let's see what happens.
Solitary weakness, Satyr Sax.
Thank you, boy. You're looking very stately there, Father.
Again, you seek to use the power of Malform against me. Fine. You waste your strength.
I really could have done with not using that call there.
Enough of this.
Not yet.
You're trapped.
God damn, it has been a while since I got beat by my old man on this. That was a cursed run through from the start, though. I know I'm just talking to myself now. So I am going to call it a night. Well, I'm not going to call it a night. I'm going to continue to play on Hades, but I'm not going to be having people watching me. So anybody that tuned in over the course of the night, thank you very much. A million better ways you could have been spending your Christmas Eve. This has been Grant from the Nerdy Up North podcast. Night night. How do I get out of here?